how Spectral Glass and Armor Break does actually works. I know we put in a lot of works. I saw him typing a lot on Discord, so let's check it out how it actually works.
I am back, guys. It's been a while since I made a video.
Wait.
I had actually taken a
wait, it's so low. Wait, let me pump here.
break from the game. I played other games like Path of Exile 2. I took
my boy.
vacation. Basically, I was a chilling
Damn, he
out,
was living the
and then
life, guys.
I finally came back to the game. And today I come to you with a very spicy video, and it's about this new gem, Spectral Glass. Now, Spectral Glass is exactly not the newest
It's
gem,
such a good
but it
gem,
came out
guys.
when I was at a break, so it's kind of new, still new. It's been 1 month or 2 months or so, and there is a lot of confusion regarding Spectral Glass. And basically, some people might know how it actually works, but I've seen that there are a lot of people very confused on how it actually works and how this armor break actually works in the game, because what I found actually surprised me, because of which I'm making this video so that we can clear this for once and for all, how armor break actually works in the game. You'll be surprised to know that there are 2 types of armor breaks in the game, right? So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video, which shall cover Spectral Glass, armor breaks, additive damage, multiplicative damage.
Okay. So without even watching, the armor breaks that exist from the instances. For example, there is the shoulders from Barbarian. Whenever you use the axes or the cleave, right, and you attack the target, it's going to apply a debuff. There's going to be the armor break, which is going to increase the damage to the target. Also, you have the lingering wounds from the pet, but these both, they do not stack with each other. But because Spectral Glass, it is another type of debuff coming from a legendary gem, they actually stack. So you can use the ones from the shoulders or the pet with the lingering wounds and plus the Spectral Glass. So this is what I think. Let's see if I'm right.
There might be some numbers, so get ready for the video. First things first, let's see what this gem actually does. It says critical hits shatters enemy armor for 2 seconds, increasing the damage they take from you by 10%. Cannot occur more than every 6 seconds, right? So basically what it says that when you do a critical hit damage to an enemy, it shatters their armor and you do more damage. At rank 10, this is 28%. So this is a big damage boost, right? So the point of confusion, like I said, is regarding armor break. And like I said, there are 2 types of armor break in this game. One is which Spectral Glass falls into. So I would like to explain this with the help of an example. All right, so I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, right?
Okay.
So say, for example, you do 10,000 damage, right? This is your base damage, 10,000, and you add a blood-soaked jade as your gem, which gives you 24% extra damage boost. Now your damage multiplier is 1.24, and you do 12,400 damage.
All right.
This is basic stuff, right? 24% damage boost, 0.24, 2,400 extra damage. Basic stuff. Then you add
so then you wanted the crimson buff, and then you have the Spectral Glass added on top, and the debuff gets multiplied. So these, the Spectral Glass, the 28% adds on top of the 22, 54, and also 28.
Example, crimson Behelit, right? The new one.
But I don't think it's the first formula. I think it's the second
formula.
formula.
What happens is you add the damage of blood soak and crimson, and it comes to 54. 24 plus 30, 54. And now your multiplier is 1.54. Again, very basic stuff. And now your damage, you multiply 1.54 with 10,000.
Yeah, I think like because this is increased damage, so they stack with each other. And this is like, it gotta be this other one, right? Which makes it even more powerful.
It becomes 15,400. Right, so this is common knowledge, known knowledge. I have actually tested all this in the dummy and to double check and verify, and it works exactly like this. Now, Spectral Glass. Spectral Glass gives you 28% more damage when you break any enemy's armor, right? So that they take basically 28% more damage. So how does it work? There is a confusion regarding these 2 ways, right? First one is people think that it is additive. Basically, it is same as damage boost from Blood Soak, Jade, and Crimson Behelit. You just add 0.24. 0.30 for Crimson and 0.28 for Spectral Glass, right? Just add. This is additive damage, and you get a multiplier of 1.82. Multiply this with 10,000, you get 18,200 damage. This is what some of the people think happens, and some other people thinks that armor break is a separate pool of damage and it is multiplicative. What does that mean is the second part you see here, it says 1 plus 0.24.
I think it's this one.
That's for blood soaked jade and crimson. They
because
one bracket. And
you have all your damage, all your buffs, they multiply in the damage bracket. And then whenever you're applying to the boss or like to the target, it's a debuff. So it gotta be like a different bucket.
you multiply this with, armor break 1.28, basically 28. That's a separate bracket. And usually two types of bracket are usually multiplicative, and you get 1.97, right? This is another confusion, right? And you multiply this with 10,000 and you get 19,700. So you see the damage when it is multiplicative, it is much more. While when it is additive, it is 18,000. In multiplicative, it is 19,000. So big damage gap here. Now the question is, which one Spectral Glass falls in which one, additive or multiplicative? The answer to that, dear friends, it's additive. It just basically adds up with your blood soaked jade and crimson.
Really?
Specter, and it's 1.82 in this case. And I have tested this in dummy. I'll show you the real numbers, not just this theoretical things. I use this to make things easier, right? So this is what Spectral Glass falls into, and this is one type of armor break. Like I said, there are two types. So now let's check out the other type. So the other type of armor break is something like
these like the ancestor
ones. Bone spike shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 17.6.
So is this one the multiple? This is the one. So one will be added and the other one will multiply. Man, I really thought that like a Spectral Glass will multiply, and that's why it was like super broken. I mean, like, additive is still good because it adds damage, plus it also gives you like a crit chance increase whenever you want to attack the target. But I mean, maybe you have like other gems that maybe can replace in the future. But the fact that there is a debuff, and you can also extend the debuff with 2 pieces barons, and your potency makes it like very powerful.
Percent for 3 seconds up to a maximum of 22.
Yeah, you can also there's multiple answers that can shatter the armor, right?
It shatters the enemy and they take more damage. Now this is a different type of armor break. Now I'll show you how it is different. Now if you check Spectral Glass, it says increasing the damage they take from you by 16%. So there's this word from you.
Yeah,
that changes everything.
Yeah, yes, because the other one is for the party.
Does these two words change everything? Yes, it does. And I'll give credit where it's due. This was actually pointed out by, Kozlowski. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing his name. I'm sorry for that. But Cosby, aka Cosby. So he says that there's the word from you. And basically when there's the word from you written, it basically means a normal damage boost, just like blood soaked jade and, blood soaked pain class and everything, right? So this is there from you written, and in these basically it says bone spike shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take. There's no from you here. So this is a global armor shattering armor break, right? And which means anyone who's attacking this person who got hit by bone spikes, they are going to do more damage. And this one is multiplicative. Like I said in this Excel sheet, right? The multiplicative one has more damage.
But it is still good though.
So something like this.
I mean, you guys have to understand, like, Spectral Glass, it is a 2-star, man. Like all these gems are crazy. Like these 2 stars are going wild.
Has actually multiplicative damage, and hence what I realize is these are highly underrated, and if you can incorporate these in your builds, it will actually give you a lot of damage boost. But it's not so easy, and it is rare, right? So yeah, these armor shattering, these armor break are global armor breaks. Global armor breaks are basically multiplicative, meaning more damage.
Kind of wondered, like, for example, whenever you apply the Sundered with the Barbarian, so it gotta be additive damage because it is a debuff for everyone. And then the other one, you also have the Armor Breaker. So I don't know if they follow in the same bracket. I don't think so.
And these are, not global armor breaks. These are debuffs. Both of them are debuffs on the enemy, but this one is just one-on-one with you and the enemy. But the other one is the other one is for global. When you apply the debuff, anyone can take advantage of that, right? So when it is just 1v1 you and that enemy, then Spectral Glass falls into that. So yeah, guys, that is what I wanted to highlight. Even Fire Lord Azula or Fire Lord L Jackson, he also said that he has done a lot of tests. He had already known about this, but I also did my test, and then I discussed with him, and we both came, whatever conclusion he came to, I came to the same conclusion. These are the findings of my test. What I did was I put in a Starfire and Curseling, making my resonance 480, right?
Okay.
And these two gems do not give any damage boost. and I did a primary attack that gave me 32,446 damage. This is the base damage that I get from my, without any damage boost. Now I use Blood Soaked Jade rank 5 and a Berserker's Eye rank 2. This also keeps my resonance at 480, and this basically gives me a 20% damage boost, 13.5 from Blood Soak to 6.5 from Berserker's Eye. And
yeah, so I mean, like the damage here, this gap of like 500 seems small, but you have to understand, like whenever we doing damage in Diablo Immortal, like this actually makes a big difference. Because when you're talking about millions, we can be talking about like if you do 1 billion damage, like this difference might be like 100 million damage more, right?
I got 38,936. This is okay.
I'm not doing the math
exactly
right, but you understand my
buff.
point.
Now I use Spectral Glass and Blood Soaked Jade. Blood Soaked Jade is 13.5. Spectral Glass rank 1. Resonance is kept at 480, and it is 10%, right? So 40,071. So this comes to as 23.5.
At this point, Pain Clasp is a better damage booster. You also have to consider that you are having like 4% more critical hit chance added on the target, and that's also valuable. But I understand what you mean, because you're gonna have like some moments that maybe you're not gonna have like the Spectral Glass on. But yeah, Pain Clasp, it is still like a very, very good 2-star, right? Like it's up all the time. As long as there is a continual damage, is always there, right?
5% damage buff from 32. If you just multiply this, you will get 40,000, right? So this proves that Spectral Glass, the damage is just additive to just like any other, damage from Blood Soaked, Pain Clasp and everything. Only because I was considering whether I should, make a Spectral Glass or whether I should consider making a new, Crimson Behelit of rank 10. Either I have so many, fragments, the telluric fragments, I can make any one of them to rank 10. Right, I can make 40.
I think the Crimson, it is higher value to make it at rank 10, just because like it's gonna go away, right? And it's gonna probably be one of the gems that you're gonna be able to use like forever in PvP. So I think like I don't know, if it was me, I'll do Crimson first, because like Spectral Glass will always be in the game. You will always be able to get it no matter what. So
gems. So it was a very crucial decision for me. And in my next video, I'll do a comparison of Crimson Behelit versus Spectral Glass, and even, Pain Clasp and everything. And I'll show you the damage difference between all of these gems and which one I chose in the end. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay updated. I'm back.
All right. This was a good video from Sid. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Good to see another creator coming back. Go there, drop him a like and a sub if you still didn't.